I have a question, and it also comes back a little bit in the masterclass. There's a giant chapter about your matches with Karpov, and I was always wondering, you had this first match where you struggled a lot, right? But maybe it was my subjective impression, but the impression was that at that time you were the weaker player at the start, or do you think that was just not? Or do you think that the match didn't go your way?
It's very difficult to make it, to describe it in such a simple terms, weaker player. So when I look at the games we played in the beginning of the match, let's say game 6, I still, couldn't believe my eyes. I can't believe my eyes because it was so natural for me just to win the position by having all Karpov pieces on one side and his king on the other side. That's, I excelled in these kind of positions when I was a kid. So in 1984, I had to deliver it just, blindfold. So how on earth I could make mistakes? I mean, like exchanging queens, queen d4, and then not playing knight f5 instead of knight c6. So I don't know.
Maybe the pressure of the first match, got to you a little bit at the time as well.
I think we should probably talk more about psychology rather than about strengths.
You think so?
And that's why people can say, oh, Karpov played great, and this is the beginning, and then he played weaker. I don't think he played worse at the end. So it's because, they say game 47, he game 47, it was a lousy game for Karpov, but the game 6 could be the same. So just if I played queen h5 instead of queen d4, I would have made it him in a few moves. And the commentators would say, oh, how Karpov could put all these pieces on the queen side. He played so poorly. So there's always, a psychological factor. So Karpov was getting weaker, quote unquote, at the end because I was getting stronger. And I looked weak in the beginning, because it's just, because Karpov, was, overall, Karpov's performance in every match was more stable than mine. So but if I played at the top of my ability, I could have beaten him. I could win. But often, I couldn't go to this average level, of course, quote unquote average, and the Karpov by being very stable and very consistent, that's the right word. So he always had an upper hand. And that's why all the matches were very, very close, except the fact that, I managed to win every decisive game.
So rather than the narrative that in the first match you sort of learned from him and become stronger.
I did learn. Again, it was more like he helped me to actually recognize that, I had to make adjustments. So it's more about making personal adjustments about your style, understanding that I'm not playing in a vacuum. I'm not, just playing, against a computer. I'm playing against a human player, and I have to understand how to make these adjustments and how to make sure that I can play with a pace that might be most unpleasant to my opponent.